The vast, wild landscapes of Canada seem a world away from the bustling cities of the American Midwest and Northeast. Yet, a profound connection exists, one carried on the wind. When fires rage through Canada's immense forests, their consequences are not confined by national borders. The smoke, a great plume of ash and gas, embarks on a remarkable journey, traveling hundreds, even thousands of miles. It drifts south, transforming clear blue skies into an unsettling, hazy orange. This phenomenon, which was once a rare occurrence, is now becoming an unwelcome and regular feature of summer across a significant portion of the United States. The increasing frequency and intensity of Canada's wildfires are not an accident of nature. They are the result of a confluence of powerful forces, many of which are linked to our warming planet. The primary driver is climate change. Rising global temperatures are leading to longer, hotter, and drier summers across much of Canada. This extended period of heat and low humidity acts like a kiln, slowly baking the moisture out of the forests. Weather patterns, too, play a critical role in this unfolding drama. Shifting climate norms can lead to more frequent and persistent high-pressure systems, often called heat domes, which trap hot, dry air over a region for weeks at a time. This intensifies the drying process, making the forests even more volatile. The very nature of Canada's boreal forest contributes to its flammability. This immense ecosystem is naturally adapted to a cycle of fire. The forest is dense with coniferous trees like pine and spruce, which contain flammable resins and oils. Finally, we must consider the human element. While lightning is a major natural cause of wildfires, a significant number are also started by human activity, whether accidental or intentional. The journey of wildfire smoke from the remote forests of Canada to the bustling metropolitan areas of the United States is a marvel of atmospheric science. It is not a random drift, but a ride upon powerful, high-altitude currents of air that act like great rivers in the sky. These currents, known as the jet stream, are fast-flowing bands of air that circle the globe several miles above the Earth's surface. The position and strength of the jet stream are dictated by large-scale weather patterns, particularly the location of high-pressure and low-pressure systems. When a low-pressure system settles over the eastern part of North America, it creates a counterclockwise flow of air that acts like a giant atmospheric pump. This pumping action is what captures the smoke and sends it southward, transported directly over the Great Lakes and into the American Midwest and Northeast. Cities like Chicago and New York find themselves directly in the path of this river of smoke, which descends from the upper atmosphere and blankets the region at ground level. The hazy orange sky created by wildfire smoke is more than just a strange visual spectacle. It is a sign of a serious threat to human health. The smoke is a complex mixture of gases and, most importantly, fine particulate matter. These particles are incredibly small, many of them measuring 2.5 micrometers or less in diameter, which is why they are referred to as PM 2.5. Their minuscule size is precisely what makes them so dangerous. Unlike larger particles that get trapped in the nose and throat, these fine particles can be inhaled deep into the lungs. Once these PM 2.5 particles lodge themselves deep within the lung tissue, they can cause a cascade of harmful effects. For healthy individuals, this can lead to immediate symptoms like coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, and irritation of the eyes and sinuses. However, for vulnerable populations, the consequences can be far more severe. People with pre-existing respiratory conditions such as asthma or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease can experience life-threatening exacerbations of their illness, sometimes requiring hospitalization. Pregnant women, children, and the elderly are especially susceptible to these effects, as their bodies are either still developing or have a reduced capacity to cope with the physiological stress caused by polluted air. In our modern, interconnected world, the fires of a distant forest are no longer a distant problem. The increasing frequency of these events means we must adapt to a new reality, one where checking the air quality index becomes as routine as checking the weather forecast. The first and most crucial step in protecting ourselves is awareness. On days when the AQI is high, the simplest and most effective advice is to stay indoors as much as possible. Using a high-efficiency particulate air, or HEPA, filter or a purifier can dramatically reduce the concentration of fine particles inside a home or office. When going outdoors is unavoidable, wearing a well-fitted N95 or KN95 mask can provide a high level of protection. These simple, practical steps empower individuals to take control of their own health and reduce their exposure during an air quality event. This issue transcends individual action and calls for a broader understanding and response. The smoke from Canada's wildfires is not a Canadian problem or an American problem. It is a North American problem. Supporting efforts to reduce carbon emissions, promote sustainable land use, and invest in advanced wildfire prevention and mitigation strategies are essential long-term solutions. We must work together to ensure that the skies above our homes and cities are not a source of anxiety and illness, but a symbol of a healthy, thriving planet for generations to come. The responsibility rests with all of us under one shared sky.